Okay, chat, someone put out a hit piece to slander me. He says I'm scary. I'm not crazy. Wow, dude. I'm not crazy. What? They did that. They keep ruining everything that I build. They are the only problem here. Remember, Excuse is the GOAT. So they want you to think I'm crazy because I'm right, and there's no way to disprove. But we have to glaze the GOAT. Glaze the GOAT. Glazing the GOAT is good. Right. The GOAT is massive, and those who are massive are superior.
Yeah, actually, is right again. He was right again. All right, he was right.
Yeah, he was right. I mean, he was just right.
The legacy speaks for itself. He's always right.
All based on lies and deception. Look in the comments, man. Observe and learn the truth. You'll know I'm right. The GOAT always wins.
How's it going, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be talking about celebrity obsession.
I do have a boyfriend. We've been together for 10 years. He's the love of my life. He's sitting right over there, and I want to say publicly, I would shoot you in the fucking face to suck this guy's dick.
Celebrity obsession is everywhere nowadays, and it's not even just singers like Taylor Swift and Ariana Grande. With the huge rise of these streaming platforms and their massive followings, it's not uncommon to find people who are like completely enthralled by these online personalities, especially when they pretty much post their entire lives online. Not even too long ago.
Yeah, okay, I see what he's getting to, but he doesn't know though. Actually, he's just the GOAT. Alright? All these people, they're not the GOAT, right? Their legacies are flawed. They don't always win. They're not always right. But the GOAT is always right, and the GOAT always wins. And the legacy speaks for itself, right? Pick and choose the moments you will see the GOAT is always right. The legacy speaks for itself. And you can point at these people and you'll see that they're all frauds. Not only are they all frauds, they're hypocrites. And they don't stand for what they say they stand for. And they're evil. And they're trying to manipulate you. They're all pure evil. And the GOAT is not that. The GOAT is the only person with nuanced takes. The GOAT is the only person that brings the light and the good culture and it brings happiness and fulfillment to our lives. That's the GOAT. That's XQC. He's the GOAT.
We were just talking about Markiplier.
So he's.
And, I brought up a.
This is not celebrity obsession. Okay? This is simply seeing the truth. We need the GOAT. Okay? And once you realize, you will never go back. And you'll see the degeneracy that's alive on all the sides, right? They always point and say, you're this and you're that, and then they don't see that finger they're pointing is pointing at themselves, right? They're all projecting. They're all projecting because they don't realize the truth. They don't realize who's always right.
Question. I was like, Melik, if me and Markiplier were to die right now and you can only save one of us, who would you save? And this fucker looks me dead in the eye. I mean, not literally. He's on his computer and I'm on mine. And he says, sorry, Sergio, Markiplier. Yes! Fuck you! Fuck you! What the fuck? Like, this guy would rather see me get curb stomped than to miss out on Markiplier's 48th Try Not to Laugh video. Lixion, give the audience a heart attack. Nah. Honestly, when he said that, I was speechless. And I'm not talking about, like, I was flabbergasted. My mouth was open. I had no words, but it was more like, no comment. You'd actually be surprised with how many people agree with that. Like, I'm serious. Right now, look at your friend and ask them, would they pick Markiplier over you? Spoiler alert, they're fucking picking Markiplier. And if you think that's crazy, wait until you get into our boy, Sky. Now, if you don't know who Sky is, I mean, well, come on, it's fucking Sky. It's goddamn XQC's #1 fan. What the fuck, have you been living under a rock? He's got 111 subscribers and 1.7k videos. Videos of what, you may ask? Take a guess, take a wild guess. By the way, self-proclaimed #1 XQC glazer. Take a wild guess of what his content. It's XQC, it's all XQC. And I'm not a hater, you can like what you want to like. And I'm not.
Okay, that's a lie. It's not all XQC. I play some games sometimes, and Because the GOAT has limited time and I have more time. So I have to spend my time, right? And I've been doing this for years, right? So I play games sometimes, and I also talk to the camera sometimes.
Not one of those guys that hop on a VR chat just to bully a group of furries, and I'm not going out of my way to push a brony down a flight of stairs just because they like ponies and shit. But there is a difference between liking something a lot versus making over 1,000 videos glazing the fuck out of QFC. There's not a single individual out there, alive or dead, that could get that reaction out of me. So you might be wondering, where do you draw the line between being a
There
fan?
is, and it's the GOAT. It's the GOAT. Only the GOAT could do such a thing. Right? Who else gets the recognition that they deserve, right? You get the recognition that you deserve, but only the GOAT gets more than that, right? The GOAT deserves more than that, and he gets what he deserves.
An obsession. Well, I like to think it's when you like stop knowing when to hate. Let me explain what the fuck I mean by that. Papa Meat, right? He's a YouTuber. He's super big. Meat Canyon. He does those little grotesque cartoons. But he also has another channel called Papa Meat. Fucking great channel, by the way. Like, the topics are super fun. The editing, the personality, it is all good.
Brightness.
There's this one time where he's like, yeah, can you guys help me fund a barn? You know, I'm one of those guys that like to pay for the Patreons and stuff like that to support my favorite creators. But at the same time, this guy wants a fucking barn. He's also going to Japan. Like, fuck you, man. You pick one or the other, asshole. We're not gonna do it for you. In the end of the day, I still like his videos. You need to know when to put your foot down. Like, even Malik, as a Markiplier fan, can't tell me every single one of his videos were banger. And if he does say that, he's fucking lying. And just because you don't like one thing they say doesn't mean you have to stop being a fan of them. That's just not what it means. And Unisky, you don't really seem to have that trait. You don't know when to put your foot down, or when to disagree with them, or when you think they're wrong. You've said it yourself. XQC is always right, and he always wins.
Yeah,
and apparently
that's right.
the numbers never lie.
99% would never understand.
And I have to ask, what?
I think the problem is, you look at me. You're not supposed to look at me, right? I'm not the GOAT. XQC is the GOAT. You look at the GOAT and you look at the legacy and you'll see that I'm right. Okay? You'll see that I'm right.
Numbers are you talking about? Because if I look at the top Twitch streamers of all time, XQC is in 28th place.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in Kick, he's in 13th place.
Yeah.
There's also another thing.
Because they are jealous of the GOAT. They always try to slander the GOAT. Baseless. All baseless. They don't want the greatness, right? You'll know. They really, people aren't so good. They're not. They always say they are, but they're not. When it comes to turning your lives around and being good, actually being good, right? Being there for other people, they'll not be there. They'll say that they'll be there, but they'll just not be there. They'll pretend like they're considerate, and they'll pretend like they'll help you, but no, they won't. They'll just do the bare minimum and fuck everything else up because they don't give a shit about you, right? I'm making a stand here. I'm making a point here, right? I have a vision and I have a mission. This is the truth. XQC is the GOAT, and the GOAT is good. So we have to glaze the GOAT. We have to.
Why is it when people are obsessed with celebrities, that's just where it ends? They just want to be fans. Why not become one? Why don't you thrive for more? And you know what, Unisky? If you get better, I'll strive with you. Like, you try to replace XQC, and I'll try to replace, who's got the same personality as me? Iron Mouse? Yeah, I'll replace Iron Mouse. I think it's really cool that people find different things great. Like, you might find XQC amazing, like super cool. You love gambling. I don't know why gambling fucking sucks. Basically, what I'm trying to say is it's okay to have role models, but the whole point of a role model is to either get on their level or become better than them. Hopefully better than them. I hope people thrive to be better than the person they look up to. But once again, it seems
you'll never be
either. When I asked you what your wildest
the GOAT is the
dream
GOAT.
My wildest
You don't surpass
told
the
me
GOAT.
that it was to have a
You don't
wife
become
and
like
kids
the
and a
GOAT.
big house
You're just an imitation.
I want a wife and I want kids and I want a house. You know,
Compared to
I
the
want a
GOAT,
house.
I'm nothing.
Never
Compared to the
have
GOAT,
to
you're
own a house
nothing.
ever again, but I
Compared to
want
the
to
GOAT,
always
we
clean all the time.
combined
To
are
me,
nothing.
I
Because
thought that was
the
adorable. I
GOAT
thought that was a
does
little touching moment,
what
but
we
it was
should do.
ruined because in the end, you said and we're all
And the
gonna
GOAT
watch
does what
XQC.
we
Yeah,
can't
of
do.
course, they will watch XQC. They have to. Because it's the GOAT.
So
Yes.
even in your wildest dreams,
Exactly,
you're
he's right.
still just a fan. Why the fuck would you want to stop at fan? And hey, you may disagree with me, and that's fine. If you just want to stay a fan, that's cool. Like, you just want to live a humble life, a small, quiet life, that's cool too. But there are cool ways to be fans as well. Take, for example, this Has-Been Hotel watcher. I fucking hate Has-Been Hotel, and I think it's really cringe. I won't hate the fandom, like I said. There was a person who I thought was obsessed with Has-Been Hotel. I mean, look at their fucking room. What in the fuck is going on here? You know, and I kept seeing their posts on TikTok.
He's faking
They
it.
actually turned out to be really funny. They had a TikTok where they just like wiped their tears with $100 bills, basically giving a middle
Just
finger to all
acting, that's
the
what it
haters
is.
out there, and I thought that was really fucking cool. Another example is Snivy. He's a fan of Wendy Goon. I rarely, if not ever, even heard of him talk about him. I feel like if I hopped in a Discord call with you, Unisky, the only thing we'd be talking about is how XQC is streaming right now. If there was a meteor that were to strike Hawaii,
No,
killing all
that's
its residents
wrong.
right
I
now,
can hold a
you would-
normal, friendly conversation. You know, talk about the weather. Talk about my cat. Or no, it's not my cat, but a cat. Talk about, you know, how what it was like driving or getting my driver's license, or maybe what it was like in school. You know, things we have in common. You know, talk about the religion and the political and economic state of the world right now. That type of thing. I can hold a normal conversation. I can talk to people. I talk to everyone, right? Sometimes. And I mean, that's just it. I'm completely normal. And that's why we need to glaze the GOAT. Because you're also normal, right? We're all normal here, except the GOAT. The GOAT is the best, the most humble, the most virtuous, the most beautiful person in the world. He's the GOAT, and the legacy speaks for itself.
Would probably ask, is this gonna affect the XQC Twitch stream times? And believe it or not, celebrity obsession harms the streamer as well. I mean, there are some obvious cases where like stalk them and fucking break into their home and kidnap them. I mean, there's obvious examples like that. There's some examples that people don't really think about. Like, for example, the one time
Yeah, but that's degenerate
Markiplier did an
behavior.
interview about a
I
video
wouldn't do
where
that.
he was
That's
crying,
not me.
and he admitted that the reason why he was
I
crying
don't stand for
was because
degeneracy. I don't stand for the GOAT.
When I was watching it,
I only stand for the truth, and I only stand for what's good. So that's not me.
Because you were too big, I got too successful. That is something that people don't realize how much it affected me, because not a lot of people have that same connection with the audience they have. I literally grew up as a human being with these people, and to know that I would never be able to have the kind of connection I had when I started, that was devastating to me.
He's never gonna have a real close emotional connection again, or at least one he's not gonna trust, because how can you? How do you know if they really love you for who you are, or they just love you because you're Markiplier? Like those two dudes that he plays with all the time, Bob and Wade. I don't really know the relationship with Markiplier.
I watched.
I don't claim to know them.
I watched
but
Markiplier a
of
little
course,
bit.
they're
I
two
watched
YouTubers, so it's either one, they were already YouTubers to begin with, or two, they were his regular friends at first.
Jacksepticeye was my
decided to
guy
use Markiplier's
growing
fame
up.
to start up their own YouTube channel because they're featuring
With,
Markiplier in every one of their videos. Let me use one more
commentary
example,
playthrough.
like Papa Meat, because I'm
You
a
know?
big fan of Papa Meat. He plays League of Legends. If I were to invite him to play League of Legends while he was at like 52 subscribers, he would be like, it's another guy who likes my content. That's cool. Yeah, sure, we could play. You know, it's a guy inviting another guy to a game. That's fucking normal as shit. There's Discord. I could invite him on Discord. We could run a few games. If I were to do it now while he's at 3 million subscribers, I'm just another fan. It turns from guy inviting to another guy to fan inviting a YouTuber. There's this invisible pedestal that people put him on. The only fucking people YouTubers play with are other YouTubers and streamers. That's gotta be boring as shit. And I fear I'm like one of the only people left that would actually choose my friends over a random streamer or YouTuber.
And you know
Like,
who
sure,
doesn't do that? You know who plays with people he likes? You know who throws away, burns down bridges, disassociates from the people that only are there with him because he's famous and rich. And if you know the legacy, you'll know, right?
Markiplier invited me to play some games.
You
right
know
now,
why
and
he's
my
the
friends
GOAT.
invited me at the same time. I would choose Markiplier simply because of the novelty of it. Like, like what? Sure, I would play. Like, sure, I'm down. We could play like a game or two. I could play with my friends any other day of the week. However, if it was something like Markiplier invited me to the amusement park versus my friends invited me to the amusement park, I'm choosing my friends all the way, dude. Actually, see, if you're watching this, there's no fucking way I only have like 300 subscribers and this thing's gonna have like 52 views max. If you're watching this, can you call him out? Like, can you say, hey, dude, you gotta stop this obsession, otherwise it's gonna ruin your life. He's literally peeling his nails off every time he takes a shower. He makes a video.
Dude, I was just playing up, man. I was just acting. I didn't eat my nails. I was just look. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, I didn't need to show it. I didn't peel my nails. I was just acting.
Unisky, if you're watching this, which I highly doubt you are because you don't watch videos anymore and aren't from XQC, I really wish one day we could see the real you, not whatever this is. And I know you have the potential to be funny because I remember our little interaction on YouTube comments. I asked if XQC got banned on Twitch, God forbid, if he got banned on Twitch, what would you do?
I would just watch him on kick.
And you replied, kick. You would watch his kick. And I thought that was
exactly
hilarious.
I just watch him on kick on YouTube.
Like 5 minutes straight. My boss was just like, what the fuck's going on? Yeah,
So
that's the end of the day.
obvious.
Cherish your own circle. Celebrate your own wins. For every second you waste staring into someone else's life, you're wasting a second of yours. I mean, yeah, I'm not really that much of a speech talker. So, yeah, I don't really got a good lesson. I mean, you can pick up your own lesson from this video.
Yeah.
But yeah,
like I
thank
said,
you for watching, and,
I have a
just
vision.
wanted to say,
I have a
my friends
mission.
may not have a fan
And
club.
to
Hell,
be
they don't
able
even
to
have their
fulfill
own
a
naked
mission,
calendar like Markiplier does, but
that's
they laugh at my
the
jokes,
best
and
thing
they
you
pick
could
up
ever
when I
do.
call. That's worth more than any other YouTuber I know.
Yeah, because you do something good, hopefully. Maybe you don't. And if you don't, you find out. If you do, well, if you do something truly good and something truly unique and special. Okay? You don't just do good, you do it uniquely and specially. Or it's especially good. And that's the mission. Yeah. Okay, man. See ya. Cool. Have a nice day. Have a nice week. I saw this video 2 weeks ago. And then I couldn't watch it. Because I couldn't watch videos for 2 weeks. And I watched it now. He didn't slander me too much. He got some points wrong. And it's all baseless. But yeah. Some of it wasn't. But if you understand, or they don't understand the things that is in YouTube, but if you understand the things that is in YouTube, you'll really get it. Right? You know now. You know why he's the GOAT. You know why I glaze the GOAT. You know why you should glaze the GOAT. And you know why the legacy speaks for itself. Right? Because the moments speak. And the moments show the truth. You don't need to be proven right. When people can just watch. And all they have to do is watch. All they have to do is observe. They don't need to be engaged. They don't need to put in any effort. They can just move on with their lives and listen and watch. And everything will be better. Then everything will be good. If they just let the GOAT do his thing, the truth will come out. But they don't. They slander the GOAT. And they go against the GOAT. Right? They try to hinder him every step of the way. They try to debase him. And it's all baseless. All of it is just lies and deception. But again, they don't understand because the lies and deception is too much to look through. Right? It takes years to look through this. It takes years to come to this conclusion. So I do it for you. Yeah? Because you don't have time for this. Of course you don't. I don't have time for this. But I chose to. Right? I chose to give everything up to do this. Because I had to. I just had to. right? Because I had a vision. I could do anything else. I could go the normal way. The thing is, not going the normal way makes it so there's an experiment. You experiment with the world and the people, and then you find out. Because if I just go by the things I know, I don't know everything. I don't know what's good. I don't know what's bad. I don't know what is smart to do. I just think that, but I don't know it. I don't really know it, right? Not for sure. I think I know it. So I go with that, yeah? And when I go with that, at the end, I will find out, was I wrong or was I right? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm completely wrong. I'm just wasting my time. But even then, I have no regrets, okay? Because at least, if I'm wrong, I found out. And then never again. And then they get to learn, right? Then everyone sees how wrong I am. Right? And then the next generation, they get to see how wrong I am. And what not to do. What's definitely not true. And they'll never forget, right? Unless there's a massive conspiracy where they try to hide all my stuff, they never forget. And if they try to paint me as crazy and they try to slander me, then the legacy speaks for itself. And if I'm right, the legacy speaks for itself. Now observe and glaze the goat. Because the goat is always right. And the goat always wins. Remember, XQC is the goat. And we have to glaze the goat. See you, cut.